connected.
Well, good morning, Akana Nation, and welcome to the call. I am Phyllis Nash. I am your co-founder, one of the co-founders here at Akana. Really excited to be here and actually working out in the field. It feels good. I start this call off and give you a lot of information, but guys, I don't know about you, but I'm on information overload. And at some point, it comes a time when you take the information and make it a plan. And for those that have ventured out, and there are many exciting things happening across the country, it is proven that if you use the system works for you. And what I'm seeing, guys, is I could get on here and tell you a lot of things that you could do in your business. We can talk about sales academy training. We can talk about how you should do that with every person. We should talk about how you have your 3 parties and, do that and invite your friends and use the videos, and we can use the 3 ways and all of that. But we have talked about it. And I know there is not one week that has passed in 5 years almost that I have not talked about it. But it will never, ever, ever happen unless you go apply it. And what I've seen is when it's applied, it works. Here is the Delegados here in Chicago, Illinois. On Sunday, they applied it. They were part of the war room. They invited people. They come out on Wednesday night. They got that concept of just starting with 2. That made them very comfortable because they started with 2. And when they saw 2 get started, they went back and got 2 more. And when they saw them get started, it gave them more confidence. And then they had a home party. And oh my goodness, on Sunday, it was standing room only. People coming out. People hungry for the information they share. And guys, she turned around and maybe with 15, maybe 18 guests, not for sure. They had 4 signups, 4 people buying the 21 day. One person signing up as a distributor. Another person said, hey, I gotta go, but I'm going to do it. They had system. They did their elevation party. They did their awakening of the senses using their oud oil and their eucalyptus. They used their bingo cards. They had their sign-in sheets. They had their price list and given out at the proper time. They had every product set up out there, even though featuring the flat belly lifestyle. They still had gummies. They had pain cream. They experienced the pain cream. They sampled the aronia berry. They did it by the book and they got results. They did everything by the book and they got results. And whether that party had been 15, whether it had been 30, whether it had been 2, they still did the system and they got real results. And my thing is, sometimes you say, well, I don't have room for 15. But suppose you had 5. Suppose you had 2 that showed up and one of them was Willie Mooney or Bernadine Kirk or Sylvia Covington. How would you have liked that when they go out and reproduce? But if you never put your training in place, you don't get the results. So you can get all the training. And there might be people here that just love that training. Just love that information, just love the community. Well, I'm not speaking to you. But if you have a goal that you said, hey, I'm going to be at Sapphire dinner on that Friday night, I'm going to be in that room, or I'm going to be in that room because I absolutely went hard and worked and helped somebody on my team become Sapphire. That's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you guys that said, hey, I'm joining this business because I want to leave a legacy. And leaving a legacy means I might have to get outside my comfort zone, do some things I might not want to do because I can't make no money just getting all the information and don't do anything with it. Those are the people I'm talking to. You're flying into Chicago. You need to make sure that just challenge yourself. Just challenge yourself. Let me do something outside my comfort zone. I'm coming to Chicago. That's a big city. That's where our headquarters is. Let me go on social media and find me somebody in Chicago and invite them out. I had an event. We had an event myself what was the event? It was with Coach Dan's wife doing her body sculpting. It was with the vegan chef, and then we did the elevation party. That was a few months back. Okay, this lady saw the Eventbrite for Saturday. She came out again. She bought another 21 day. You can't tell me people don't want what we have. Those people sat in the home of the Delanatos. They heard the presentation. They asked questions. They knew that they had pain. Then they had some phenomenon. This is one thing you cannot absolutely leave out, even though you show pictures on the video. That's real good. But if you got a couple of people that have experienced the product, you always let people do testimonies. There was a gentleman there that had been a vegan vegetarian for over, that's his label, not mine, for over 25 years. He got COVID. He was fit. He never had any weight problems. He got COVID, and then he had long COVID, where the lasting effects lasted. And for over 2 years, he gained a lot of weight. He could not work out. He had no energy. He stood up and testified. Yeah, I said testified, not testimony, but he testified. He stood up and said, for being a vegan vegetarian for over 25 years and having experienced so many different types of detoxes, this by far was the easiest and the best. His words, not mine. Melissa, I gave her the video so she could post it. The best detox that I have ever experienced in my 25 years of doing it. The easiest. And with that, I got my strength back. I got my energy back, and I lost 18 pounds. And the host, Nadine Delgado, said, I didn't even know him when he walked in the door. See, people, we got what people need. We got what people want. You got to do your part. That's the only missing link. And remember, for those that come for community, for those that like our culture, for those that, just enjoy being a part of Wakanda, I'm not really speaking to you. But for those that got other ambitions for this company to supplement their income, to help them in their retirement, you got to go to work. You gotta go to work. We're in March Madness. People's income tax getting ready to get paid if they have it. They got money flowing after coming out of Christmas holidays. It's the same thing happens every year. People spend money in March and April. You're gonna have your time, your opportunity, your time is gonna kind of decrease come June and July, because most people are thinking about weddings, graduations, vacations. So this is a time to go to work. And you know what I read yesterday? Yesterday I read that Jeff Bezos, I don't want to use the word convinced, he shared the vision that he had for his company to every one of his siblings and encouraged each of them to come in and invest $10,000. So your investment, the highest investment that you could have in a company like, with our company, not a company like this, but with our company, is $2,000 in your taxes. That's the highest investment. He encouraged them to invest $10,000, each one of his siblings. And guess what? They're all they all have at least $1 billion or more. Now, if somebody had asked you 10 years, however many years ago, to come in and invest $10,000, would you have seen the vision? We have painted this vision crystal clear. Weight loss is a $7 trillion industry. Oprah had a special on last night about Ozempic and the drugs that are like Ozempic that help people to lose weight that have issues. They're gearing marketing to people that are obese and have had lifelong problems. Now, yes, a whole lot of people are going to do it. But guys, you have a same opportunity. Because for me, even with the weight loss, I have been against taking drugs all my life. So that's not an option for me. That's not an option. My option is to have a mindset of changing my lifestyle. And that's what we offer here at Akana. So I've been on my, soapbox for a minute now. I'm not going to beleaguer you with me continuing to go on. I just want you to go out and take the opportunity. Think about it. You want legacy? Think about that. He said yesterday, I encourage every sibling. And think about it. If you got your siblings involved, because if you hit $100,000, 200,000, a quarter of a million, 1 million in this business. And it happens, guys. That's my other conversation. I'm going to use my other 2, 3 minutes for that. If you hit that, wouldn't you want your family to be encouraged so they wouldn't be asking you? Hey, he was smart, because if he hadn't told them, they would be always on him. So when you say your family and your friends, this is the deal. I heard somebody do a testimony, and this is what you all should surround yourself with hearing sometimes. Go out and listen to other MLMers. You got Ray Higdon, you got Eric Worre, you got Darren, I can't think his last name, but all of these examples of people that are successful in this industry and how they started out, sometimes not even having money to pay rent, but seeing an opportunity that they could be self-sufficient on their own if they just got out of their comfort zone. Surround yourself with some of those stories. Go on YouTube, look up Eric Worre. Every week he has a podcast about another successful couple or lady or man or whoever in this industry. Go out there, Darren Hardy. Thank you, Crystal. Go out there and listen to some of those stories. I'm sure they will mirror some of you all's experiences. You will hear yourself in some of those stories. And when you don't have belief in yourself, listen to somebody that has some of the similar backgrounds that you did, that overcame and persevered and took the opportunity for exactly what it was, an opportunity. And what's the opportunity? For me to go out there and be the best that I can be, for me to go out there and do some things that might be so uncomfortable, but let me do them anyway. Every day, I fill my day with stuff that's uncomfortable. And I want to ball up paper. I want to throw the computer across the room. I want to throw the phone across the room. But guess what? I keep on doing it. I keep on persevering. I keep on, because I keep saying, you know what? You can do this. When it gets hard, you can do this, because God created you and he did not create any junk. And when I say I can't do something, guess what? I can't. But I don't keep on saying I can't do it. I say I can, I can, I can, I can. And I keep it moving. So guys, that is all I got today. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We are starting out with our own phenomenal Coach Dan. And if Dr. Betty is on the line, and guys, she did a phenomenal job, because the Dillanados are she personally sponsored people. Then guess what? I love this. Dr. Betty, I hope you're out there, because I'd love for you to say how you met Nadine. And if you don't, I will. Dr. Betty, if you're there, unmute, share what's going on tonight, and tell them how you met. Oh, I'm so glad that you're there. I can hear you. First, tell them how did you're in somebody's living room with their. I can hear you. I can hear you. Somebody text Dr. Betty and say you can hear. I want you, if you can hear me, I can hear you. I want you to tell them, yes, Dr. Betty.
I heard you.
I want you to tell them how you know. I want you to tell them how you met a stranger and ended up in their living room with 15 to 18 guests. Go for it, Dr. Betty.
Good morning, everybody. So here's the deal. I went to Inglewood High School. Their picnic they had in the Inglewood on the Inglewood grounds. This has been been almost 5 years ago, and just enjoying the people, meeting new people, and what have you. And I met Nadine, and the way that I met her was that she was in excruciating pain with her knee, and I offered her my vape, and she tried it, and she felt better immediately. This was CBD vape. And so it was almost time to go. And she said, here. And I said, no, girl, you keep it for a bit and I'll contact you and I'll get it back. And so about a week later, she called me and she says, I got to have one of these. And so I went by her house, signed her up, sold her some babe cartridges, some pain cream, et cetera, et cetera. And really for the past, oh my goodness, since that time, she has been with our company, but she hasn't really, really, really gotten her feet wet. And about last year, we went to her house and had a team meeting, and her husband sat in. And I think we had just really gotten involved with Scott Reese. And there's something that Scott said that I repeated, and he saw on one of the videos, and he was like, what? He says, oh, I'm interested. And so that began a new phase in Nadine and Eugene's career. And so they finally decided they were going to have, well, actually, Eugene had been bringing people to the dispensary, and they had, several people buy the cleanse. And I encouraged them to do a party. And finally they said yes, gave me a date, and it was on and popping. That house was full. There was standing room only. They had to keep bringing out chairs, and the energy was just magnetic. And so she's on her way. They're on their way to Sapphire in April.
All right,
Now,
Dr. Buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. As far as tonight, we really are doing the kidneys, and we have one of our own econopreneurs who's going to do the presentation. That would be Kathy Thomas. So everybody come on in and find out how to treat your kidneys well and to keep them healthy and functioning to their maximum capacity. See you tonight.
And wait a minute, why is Kathy qualified to do that? What is Kathy? Please share.
Well, Kathy she's actually a registered nurse, and she is a renal dialysis technician.
Awesome.
For
So
the past 25 years, yes.
And we have our own people here at Akana that are qualified to help us help our prospects and our customers. So with that said, guys, go out and have an Akana kind of day. And what you're going to do, you're going to push. Bye now.
They call you?